And then just check in how you're doing today. Check in how you're feeling. What's going on in your body. Take a moment to just kind of acknowledge where there's some kind of tension, lack of space, where there's some blockage in your body, or maybe a pain. Also check in with your heart. So we always strive for the connection mind, body, and the heart. This is the triangle. And that's where the people forget to check in, what they feel, how they feel. And just saying yes to all of it. Sometimes we might not like what we feel at this moment. Sometimes we might be resistant. But saying yes somehow lessen the resistance. And usually feelings and emotions come and go. They don't last for too long. Also take a notice what's going on in your head. What kind of thoughts you've been having lately. Is there any pattern? Check in if you have any expectations for this practice. And if you do have any expectations, just put them in your trash. Just leave them behind. Because usually, very often in our lives, when we have expectations, we end up disappointed. Because it doesn't match the reality, it doesn't match what is happening at this moment. And then at last, begin to observe your breath. Just being aware of the breath and just following your inhales as they come in and your exhales. Don't try to deepen your breath. Just be mindful. Notice where the breath goes in your body as you're inhaling. And just watch what's happening with your body when you're exhaling. Are you breathing slow? Are you breathing shallow? Are you breathing through your nose? Are you breathing through your mouth? Are you breathing maybe to only your upper chest, shoulders, or you're more breathing into your belly? Just gather all those informations. And then we're gonna begin our practice. And I just wanna say, begin where you begin. Don't put any pressure on yourself that you have to breathe deeper, that you have to hold the breath for long. When we retain the breath, I'm inviting to do you and leave the rest behind. So if you can, breathe through your nose and place your both hands on your lower belly. And just when you take a next inhale, again, start sending your breath into your belly. Let the belly expand up to the sky. Maybe send the breath to the sides, to your lower back, to the back of the pelvis. And then as you're exhaling, slowly relax your belly. Don't pull the belly button in, don't tighten, don't engage any muscles there. And take another breath in, breathing into the belly. Push the belly out, send the breath to your sides. Visualize breathing 360 degrees. So can you send more breath into the back of the pelvis? Holding the breath at the top of your lungs for a moment or two. And then slowly exhale, empty, empty, and let the belly sink back towards your pelvis. Take 2-3 more breaths just like that, breathing into the pelvis, into your belly, into your hips, into your lower back. Nice and slow, slowing down everything, breath, our minds. And then exhale, you just want to empty, empty. And anytime you feel like it's the right moment, you can open your mouth and just do the audible exhale, letting it go. Let's do one more inhale just like that, breathing into the belly, breathing to the sides, breathing to the back of the pelvis. Take a more inhale, take a little bit more breath, and then see if you can pause at the top of your breath where you feel like you cannot breathe anymore. Hold your breath. Relax your eyes, relax your forehead, your jaws. And then exhale, empty, 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 and release all the way down. So from the lower belly, we're gonna move our hands higher. We're gonna bring them on the rib cage. So you're gonna find those lower ribs. I have 4 fingers forward in the front, thumb in the back. So I can just feel and hack the lower ribs. And the reason I bring the hands into the game so you can feel the sensation. If you get tired and you don't want to use your hands, feel free, just kind of drop them and again do you. So with another inhale, see if you can this time pull the belly in and up. And see if you can start sending the breath into the lower ribs. You're going to start opening the lungs, lower lungs, breathing front, breathing sides, breathing back. Take a little bit more inhale, little bit more inhale. And then exhale, empty, 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 and slowly exhale. Take your time to exhale as you get all the stale breath out of your lungs. Pause at the end of your exhale. You're gonna take 3 more breaths just like that. Inhale, pull the abdominis in and up, gently in. Begin to bring the breath to the side, to the back, to the front. Take a little bit more inhale. A little bit more inhale. So we're expanding those lower lungs, and those lower lungs pushing out, you're stretching the ribs. Hold the breath at the top. And then exhale, empty, 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 and release all the way out. We're gonna do 1 more breath, and we're gonna hold the breath, maybe for a little bit longer. Inhalation, abdominis go in and up. Your body is as relaxed as it could be. The focus is breathing into your lower ribs, lower lungs. Take a little bit more breath. Take a little bit more inhale. Little bit more inhale. Little bit more breath in. Holding the breath. Relax your shoulders. Relax your facial expression. Maybe take little sips of the air through your nostrils. And then exhale, empty, 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 and release. Take a moment, release your hands, bring them by the side. And then as you take your next breath, your regular breath, notice how those low lungs and low ribs open on their own, even without thinking about it. So let's continue. Let's bring the hands back. This time let's put them into I'm gonna bring them in the middle part of the chest. So I'm still hugging the rib cage, somewhere in the line of my chest, of my boobs. 4 fingers in the front, thumb in the back, shoulders relaxed, elbows relaxed. Inhalation, pulling the abdominis in and up, sending the breath into the middle part of your chest. So ladies, you can visualize breathing into your bra line. Breathing the breath into the front, into the side, into the back, stretching those ribs, working the intercostal muscles, and then exhale, empty, 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 and release. And we're just gonna practice a few more breaths just like that. Inhale, maybe lifting the abdominis in and up, taking the breath and bringing it higher into your middle lungs. Bringing the breath intentionally to the front of the rib cage, side of the rib cage, back of the rib cage. Take a little bit more inhale. A little bit more breath in. A little bit more inhale, holding the breath at the top of the lungs. Your body is relaxed. And then exhale, empty, empty, empty. Exhale, take your time to exhale all the way out. One last time, inhalation, breathing in. Stretching and opening the ribcage from inside out. Working the middle part of the lungs. Breathing to the front. Breathing to the sides. Breathing to the back. Breathing slowly in the segments. Take a little bit more inhale. A little bit more breath in. A little bit more inhale. Hold the breath at the top of the lungs. Relax your shoulders, your eyes. If you can take a little bit more air through your nostrils, like little sipping. Holding the breath for as long as you want, as long as you can. And then exhale, empty, 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 and exhale all the way out. Release the hands by the side. Take a moment. Come back to your regular breath. Just notice. And I just want to have a word and just want to say something about holding the breath retention. So if you've never done it, in the beginning, it can be a little bit challenging. It might be a little bit scary. Maybe some uncomfortable emotions are coming up as you're holding the breath, and that's very normal. So you can challenge yourself, but you never go over yourself, right? Don't feel like you have to push yourself to hold longer. So hold as much as you want and can, and then leave the rest behind. And over the time, you're going to be able to hold the breath longer. And the retentions are very, very healing. A lot of chemical reactions do happen while we're holding the breath. So they're actually very good for our bodies. Let's take our hands and let's bring them higher. So this is the third part of the expansive Yamuna breath. So this time you're going to take your thumbs and you're going to bring them into your armpit. So I'm just going to bring them right under the pectoralis major, the muscle which goes from the sternum over my chest to my shoulder. And I kind of lift my thumbs up. Maybe I'm going to lift my shoulders, maybe not, but I just want to feel the sensation. On the inhale, hold those abdominals in and out. And now the life force, the breath has to travel all the way up, which is not easy. So visualize that you want to breathe all the way up to the front of your chest, to your armpits, to the back of your shoulders, your shoulder blades. And then exhale, empty, 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 and release all the way out. So we're going to practice that 3 more times. No pressure. Just again, do you. Inhale, pull the belly in and up. And bring the breath all the way up into that rib cage. You still have the ribs in your armpits. Bring the breath up to the front of your sternum. Into the back of the shoulders, top of the shoulders. Take a little bit more breath in. A little bit more inhale. Feel again what's happening as you're inhaling. The amount of space you're creating. And then exhale, empty, 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 empty. And exhale all the way up. So one last time, breathing in. Pull your abdominals in and up. Send the breath into your armpit. Bring the breath up into your upper lungs, sternum, collarbones. Feel the breath going between the shoulder blades, behind the shoulder blades, into the top of the shoulders. Take a little bit more breath in, a little bit more inhale, a little bit more inhale, holding the breath right at the top. Relax face. Yeah, relax your facial expressions, your eyes. Maybe take a little bit more sips through your nose. And then exhale, empty, 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 and release all the way down. Beautiful, guys. Release your arms by the sides. Just witness the whole body, witness your breath, witness if anything shifted in your body, in your breathing, in your mindset. And we're gonna continue We're gonna start bringing the breath between the pelvis and the rib cage. So we're gonna be breathing into your lower back. So in the beginning, I want you to bend your knees and feet flat. You're lying on the mat. Hands may be on the lower belly or arms can be by the sides, your preference. Inhalation, like we just did in the beginning, breathing front, breathing sides, breathing to your back. And then on the exhalation, I want you to tilt your pelvis. I want you to pull the abdominals as strong as you can into your lower back. Keep your shoulders relaxed. Now take another breath into your lower back. Inhale. Inhale. Inhale some more. So you're sending the breath into your lower back, into the right and left. Take a little bit more breath in. Little bit more inhale, and then on the exhalation, release. You're gonna release, relax the pelvis back into the neutral, and you're gonna stay here. So this is the variation with the knees bent. However, I'm gonna do that with the straight legs, but I just wanted to show it to you in case the straight legs don't work for you and you feel any tension, you can keep the knees bent. So inhalation, breathing in into the belly. Exhalation, I'm gonna pull strongly my lower abdominals into the back. My pelvis is tilting and I want to press the lower back down into the floor. So I wanna make it nice, keep pressing the lower back down. Shoulders and neck stays long. Take another inhale. Your intention is to breathe into your lower back. Take a little bit more breath in, a little bit more inhale, a little bit more inhale. And then exhale, release the pelvis, come back into the neutral. You're gonna pick up your right leg off the floor, reach your right leg out, lower the right leg down, pick up your left leg, pull the left femur, the thigh bone away from the hip joint, and lower the left leg down. 3 more times. Inhale to begin, breath into the belly. Exhalation, strong pull the abdominals to the back and press the lower back into the floor. So when you press the lower back into the floor, there's no space between the back and the yoga mat. Your pelvis is tilted, knees just bent just because I'm tilting. Inhalation again, breathing in, breathing to the lower back, breathing to the side, breathing into the belly. Take a little bit more breath in, a little bit more inhale, and then exhalation, empty. I'm gonna bring the pelvis back into the neutral position, relax the lower back, lift the right leg, lengthen the right leg out, lower the right leg down, lift the left leg, lengthen the left leg down and bring it down. Inhale. Exhale, pull the abdominals into the back into the floor. And I'm gonna pause here for a moment. I just wanna make sure that you're not hyperextending or arching your neck. So neck stays long, chin is slightly to the chest. Shoulders are relaxed. So check your posture. Inhale. Breathe into the back, breathe into the sides, breathe into the belly. Take a little bit more breath in, a little bit more inhale. And then exhale, empty, empty, relax the pelvis back on the floor. Lift the right leg out, lengthen it out, lower down. Lift the left leg up, reach to the left heel and lower down. One last time, breathing in, between the pelvis and your ribs. Exhalation, strong contraction. Pull the abdominals into your back. Press the lower back down. Shoulders relaxed. Take a nice breath in. Spread the breath. Send the breath into your lower back. Send it to the sides. Send it into the belly. Take a little bit more inhale. A little bit more inhale. And let's practice the breath retention. Relax your face, relax your neck. Perhaps take a little bit more air through your nostrils. And then exhalation, empty. Release the spine, release the lower back, release the pelvis. Lift the right leg out, reach it out, lower down. Lift the left leg up, reach it out, and lower all the way down. Take a moment. Feel your lower back, feel the hips. How did your body react? Come back to your natural breath. And we're gonna continue. You're gonna lift your right arm up to the sky and you're gonna extend the right arm behind you. If you have any shoulder problem and you cannot bring right leg out behind you, you can prop it up with a ball, blanket, whatever you need to. You're going to take your left thumb and you're going to close your left nostril. So we're going to be breathing through one side of the body, your rib cage. Before we do that, maybe let's take a moment. Make sure that the ribs on the right side are nicely down. So sometimes what happens is you lift your right arm up over. Sometimes people do start lifting and arch the thoracic spine. So I want you, as you take your right arm over behind you, I want you to keep those ribs on the floor and nicely, heavily spread them out. Yeah? Left nostril, bring the thumb on your left nostril, and you're going to be breathing through your right nostrils only. So take a nice inhale, breathing from the right hip, breathing all the way up to the right side of the body, taking the breath all the way up in your right shoulder, out in your right arm, holding the breath in the right side of your body, go nice and long. And slowly exhale through your right nostrils. Exhale, exhale, push the air out through your right nostrils. You're still keeping closed left nostril. So go for the big long stretch with the right arm and right leg. So we're going to do 3 more times. Inhale, pull the belly in and up. The idea is breathing from the right hip, taking the breath through the right side of the body, lifting that rib cage, spreading the rib cage. Bring the breath up all the way to the right shoulder, right arm, all the way to the fingers of your right hand. Go actively reaching out. And then exhale, empty, empty. Push the air out through the right nostrils. Exhale, exhale, exhale. 2 more times. Inhale, breathing in. Take a little bit more inhale. A little bit more inhale. Visualize breathing the length into your body, breathing the width, stretching the ribs out away from the spine. Take a little bit more inhale. A little bit more inhale. A little bit more inhale, holding the breath at the top. And then exhale, empty, 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 and release. Let's try it for one last time and adding the breath retention at the end. Inhale from the right hip. Inhale some more. Inhale some more. So opening the lower lung, middle lung, upper lung on the right side. Bringing all the way up to the right shoulder. Take a little bit more breath in. A little bit more inhale. Maybe a little bit more inhale. Hold it in. Holding the breath in. Right arm is reaching out. Right leg is nice and long. Maybe taking little sips. You're drinking the air through your nostrils. And then exhale, empty. Empty. Push the air out through your right nostrils. Empty, empty, and exhale all the way up. Release the left nostrils, lift the right arm up to the sky. Slowly lower the right hand down on the floor and maybe spread the arms out. And I'm always amazed how it feels, what a difference I feel in the right and the left side of the body. So from my personal perspective, I feel the right side longer, I feel it wider, I feel it more open, I feel more grounded. So check your changes in your body. And sometimes you might have the similar feelings like I do, sometimes not. And it's okay. Whatever you're feeling, whatever you're experiencing, it's all good. So let's go and do the other side. Left arm's reaching up to the sky, and you're going to stretch the left arm over your head. When you do that, check with your right hand that you're not lifting the rib cage, the rib cage off the floor. So I really want you to spread the ribs and then press them down into the floor. Take your right thumb. Close your right nostril. You're going to be breathing only to the left side of the body, 3-4 breaths. 3-4 breaths. Inhale. Breathing from the left hip. Taking the breath, lifting the heaviness, lifting the heavy rib cage off the left pelvis. Taking the breath all the way up to the left shoulder. Out the left arm. Take a little bit more breath in, a little bit more inhale, and then exhale, empty, 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 and release. Push the air out through your left nostril. Let's go again, inhale. Inhale some more, so you're breathing length into the left side of the body. Take a little bit more inhale. Keep reaching, keep stretching the left arm, a little bit more inhale. A little bit more inhale. Hold the breath in. Relax your face, relax your eyes, and then exhale, empty, 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 and release all the way out. 2 more times, inhale, pull the abdominals in and out. Breathing from the front of the left hip. Breathing into the lower lung, upper lung, middle lung. Visualize that you're breathing this time width into the left rib cage, so you're stretching the ribs out. Taking the breath all the way up into the left shoulder, out the left arm. A little bit more inhale, holding the breath at the top. And then exhale, empty, 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 and release. Let's go one more time. Inhalation, breathing in through the left nostril. Go for the big stretch with the left arm, left leg. Keeping the left rib cage on the floor. Breathing from the left hip, through the rib cage, all the way up into the left shoulder, out the left arm. Take a little bit more breath in, a little bit more inhale, holding the breath at the top. Maybe taking little sips to add to the breath retention. Hold. And when you're ready, exhale, empty, 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 and release. Release the arms by the side, so we release that nose from the right finger. You bring the left arm back to the side. Come into your Shavasana for a moment. And just witness the changes. Witness the grounding of your upper body, lower back, hips. Notice the length of your legs from the hips all the way to the toes. Notice your breath pattern. Notice if there are any more thoughts on your mind, or maybe there's more quiet or more space between incoming thoughts. And we're gonna continue. We're gonna slowly bend our knees, feet flat. And just hug your knees in for a moment. Give yourself a nice hug. Yeah, you can hold still. You can gently roll from side to side. You can do small gentle circles in one direction, the other direction. And then we're gonna go for the twist. So for the twist, you're gonna need a bowl. So have the Yamuna bowl available close to you. You're gonna bring your feet down on the floor, and then you're gonna take your both legs out. Oh, there's my candle. You're gonna take it out to the right. So my left leg is down, my right leg is on top of the left. I try to create a 90-degree angle in my body, in the hips. Left arm is extended out of the left shoulder, and perhaps my right hand will just rest on the top of that left thigh. Turn your gaze to your left shoulder. Yeah. So instead of looking up, see if you can turn your gaze to the left. And as you're taking next breath on the inhalation, pull the abdominals in and out. Visualize that you're taking the breath from the left hip all the way up into the front of your left rib cage. Bring the breath all the way up into the front of the left shoulder, out of the left arm, and then exhalation, staying in a twist. Exhale and turn the head more to the left. I'm gonna just show you one modification I like to do with my hand. So I can either rest it on the top of the thigh, or sometimes I like to place it in the left hip crease. So it's like in the hinge between my left thigh and the pelvis, and I just gently push my left thigh down to just kind of create more traction in my lower back. So You can try that. Inhale, pull the abdominis in and out. Press the thigh down, gingerly down. Expand the side of the rib cage on the left side. Take the breath all the way up into the left shoulder. All the way out of the left arm. Take a little bit more breath in. A little bit more inhale. And then on the exhale, empty, release. Stay in the twist. Twist your head more to the left. And keep gently maybe pressing that right hand into the left thigh. Just kind of guiding that hip down and stretching the lower back. We're going to do it one more time. So inhalation, pull the abdominals in and out. Breathing from the top of the left hip. Taking the breath up into the left rib cage, stretching, widening the ribs. Taking the breath up all the way up into the left chest. All the way up into the left shoulder. Out of the left arm. Take a little bit more breath in. A little bit more inhale. Holding the breath at the top. If you can, press the thigh down. Stay in that retention, retaining the breath. Add a little bit more air if you can. And then exhale, empty, 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 and release all the way down. Beautiful. From here, grab your Yamuna ball. You're still going to be lying down in a twist. I'm just going to change my position so you can see me better. So my legs are out to the right. I'm going to lift my left arm and I'm going to place that ball right under the back of my shoulder. So back of the shoulder joint. Yeah? My legs are out to the right. I don't have to look to the left anymore. And I kind of like to just bring my right hand on top of the left shoulder, just to kind of open the shoulder out. Arm is relaxed on the ball. And I'm going to guide the breath from the top of the left hip. I'm going to bring the breath up into the side of that left rib cage. And I'm going to try to breathe all the way up into the front of the left shoulder, armpit, to the back of the shoulder. Take a little bit more breath in, a little bit more inhale. And then on the exhale, I'm going to gently press the back of the shoulder into the ball. Press, press, press. And we're going to do 2 more times. Inhale, breathing in and up. So from the front left hip, with that inhale, again lifting, widening the front ribs, bringing the breath all the way up into the left chest, into the front of the left shoulder, armpit, back of the shoulder. Take a little bit more breath in, a little bit more inhale, and then exhale, empty, empty, and on that exhale, gently press the back of the left shoulder into the ball. Press, press, press. One last time, inhalation, pulling the abdomen in and up, expanding the front of my left chest, the rib cage, lifting the breath all the way up. So I'm lifting the breath up with a strong abdominals, lifting the breath up into the sternum, into the shoulder, out of left arm. Take a little bit more inhale, holding the breath at the top. And then exhale, empty, empty. As I exhale, press the back of the left shoulder into the ball. Press, press, press. Lift that left arm up to the sky. Rescue the ball, take the ball out. Lie down back on your back. Extend the arms. Extend the legs. Close your eyes. And just feel what's happening on that left side of the body. Just feel the changes. And then we're going to go and even it out. So you're going to bend your knees, feet flat. You're going to take your both knees this time into your left side. So as you're taking your left knees into the left, make sure you stay in that twist and trying to keeping that right shoulder or shoulder blade as close to the floor as you can. Left hand can go on the top of the thigh Or alternatively, you can bring the left arm into that hip groin. So I'm gonna leave the choices up to you. Turn the gaze to the right. So I'm gonna just looking at the screen so you can hear me better. But you turn the gaze to the right. Inhalation, pull the abdominis in and out. Breathing from the front right hip. Taking the breath over that right rib cage, through that right rib cage, all the way up into that right chest, right pectoralis muscle. Bringing the breath all the way up into that right shoulder, out that right arm. And then on the exhalation, staying in the twist, exhale all the way out. And if you can, twist your gaze more to the right. So you can start stretching the opposite side of the neck. 2 more times. Inhale. Pull the abdominis in and up so the air goes and travels higher. Lift and widen the front ribs, side ribs. Visualize that breath gonna travel all the way up, bringing up the tension from the chest. Bring the breath all the way up into that right shoulder, out that right arm. Take a little bit more breath in, a little bit more inhale. Hold it at the top just for a moment. And then exhale, empty, empty. Turn the gaze out to the right. One last time, inhalation, breathing in. So pull the abdominis in and up. If you have your left hand in that groin, push the thigh down. Lifting the breath through the hip, from the hip, through the rib cage. Breathing inside out into that right pec, into your right shoulder, right part of the chest. Take a little bit more inhale, a little bit more inhale, a little bit more breath in. Holding the breath at the top of your lungs. And an exhalation, empty, 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 and release all the way down. Get your Yamuna ball. Take that right arm up. Place that ball at the back of your right shoulder joint and let your right arm go to the right. Left hand can be anywhere. You can place it on top of that right shoulder. Still staying in that twist. Your gaze is up to the sky. And then on the inhalation, lifting the breath. I'm going to lift the breath all the way up into the front of that left shoulder. Armpit, back of the shoulder. Take a little bit more breath in. A little bit more inhale. Holding the breath at the top. And then exhale, empty, empty. And then on the exhale, press the back of the left shoulder into the ball. Press while you exhale, press, press. 2 more times. Inhale. Pull the abdominis in and up. Feel the expansion in the left part of your chest. Lift the breath up into the chest, into the shoulder, into the armpit, front of the shoulder, back of the shoulder, out of the left arm. Take a little bit more inhale, a little bit more inhale. And then exhale, empty. And as you exhale, press the back of the shoulder, press, press, press. Beautiful. One last time, holding the breath at the end. Inhale. Inhale some more. Inhale a little bit more. A little bit more breath in. A little bit more inhale. A little bit more inhale. So we're going to breathe all the way up and open up whatever's tight in the left shoulder. Holding the breath at the top of your lungs. Maybe adding a little bit breath into your nose, through your nose, into that breath retention. Relaxing the face. Relaxing the whole body. And then exhalation. When you're ready, begin to exhale. Press, press, press. Slowly lift the left arm up to the sky. Take that ball out. Come back lying on your back. This is, for me personally, it feels really nice. I feel the sinking into my yoga mat. I feel like everything widens out. It's more grounding, heavy. Take a breath and notice where the breath goes and travels in your body. Notice where you feel the expansion, and then exhalation, just letting go. Notice how everything becomes more loose, how we create a space in our body. And then from here, we're going to continue. We're going to place the bowl in the armpit. So I'm going to turn on the left side. And I'm going to take the Yamuna bowl, and I'm going to place it just in the center of the armpit. So lying on the side, I'm going to figure out what I'm going to do with my head. So sometimes I keep my head up, sometimes I pull my head down. If that doesn't feel comfortable for you, you can take your right hand, make a fist, and make like a little pillow here. So find yourself on the ball right in your armpit. My left leg is nice and long, and for some reason I like to step my right leg behind me, but you don't have to. You can keep it in front of you, just whatever helps you with the balance. See, we can relax on the ball. See, we can feel the whole armpit connected to the ball. And I'm going to use my right hand and my right foot. I'm going to lift the left hip slightly off the floor, not too much. And then on the exhale, I'm going to lower my left hip down further out away from the ball. So I'm going to create a length on the left side of the body. My right hand can either stay on the floor for the balance, or you can use the right hand and push the ball up. So you just provide a little bit more traction. You're going to take 3 slow, deep, mindful breaths. The breath goes all the way up to your shoulder. So on the inhalation, begin your breath from the left hip. Visualize that breath travels all the way through your left rib cage. Your intention is to breathe all the way up into your left shoulder. Take a little bit more breath in. A little bit more inhale. Go for the big stretch with your left arm. And then exhalation, empty. Release the body. Visualize and we'll feel the body sinking into the ball. And I push the ball up with my right hand. And you can provide a little bit of the traction there. You're going to do 2 more times. Breathing in. Take a little bit more inhale. A little bit more inhale. A little bit more inhale. Holding the breath at the top of the lungs. Big stretch on the left side of the body, very active. And then exhale, empty, empty. I soften. My body is sinking into the ball, and I push the ball up with the right hand. Pushing, pushing, and pushing. One last time, breathing in. Take a little bit more breath in. A little bit more inhale. Go for the big long stretch on the left side of the body. A little bit more inhale. A little bit more inhale. Hold the breath at the top of your lungs. Relax your face. This is more reminder for me. And then exhale, empty, empty, empty. I release the body weight down. And then just stay on the ball for a moment. Maybe bring a little bit more weight forward. Feel again the ball digging into your armpit. Take a 1 more inhale here. And then on the exhale, I want you to roll off the ball. Lie down on your back. I want you to feel what did that do to your body. And just notice the whole left shoulder girdle, or the shoulder blade. Yeah, the openness in the front of the left chest, the collarbone, the shoulder itself. Notice the left hip, as the hips are mirroring our shoulders. Notice the width, the spaciousness. Notice how your breath easily goes into the left side of the body, even without much thinking. And then we're gonna go and do the same thing on the right shoulder. So change your side, lie down on the right side of your body. See, we can align your body with the edge of the yoga mat, especially that bottom leg, so that's right leg and the right arm. Find the appropriate position for your head. So whatever you want to have lifted or heads resting down. Take a moment to settle on the ball. Feel the ball in the center of your armpit. And I want you to step that toe leg behind you. And you're going to use your left hand and left foot, push into the floor. Lift that right hip just a little tiny bit, not too much. Exhale slowly. Lower that right hip down a little bit further out away from the ball. Feel the lengthy creating on that right side. So right arm and right leg is nice and long. And we're going to take 3 breaths. You can use your left hand for that added traction. So take an inhale. Pull the abdominis in and up. Lift the breath up from the bottom waist, from the left waist, left hip, right hip, through the rib cage. Take the breath all the way up into that right shoulder. And then exhalation, coming down to the ball, not pushing, sinking the way down. As you sink the way down, think of pressing the ball with the left hand towards your arm bone. The ball doesn't gonna go anywhere, but it just provides a little bit more stretch. 2 more times, breathing in. Take a little bit more inhale. A little bit more inhale. So your intention is to breathe all the way up into that right shoulder. To open it up. Inhale. Inhale some more. Inhale a little bit more. Long stretch. Hold the breath. And then exhale, empty, coming down to the ball, sinking the body weight down, and maybe pressing or pushing the ball with the left hand into your armpit. Totally release on the exhale. Let's do 1 more breath. Follow with the breath retention. Inhale. Inhale some more. Inhale a little bit more. Take a little bit more breath in. A little bit more inhale. A little bit more inhale. Again, hold the breath in your body. Maybe take a little bit more breath. Little sips. And then whenever you're ready, begin to exhale, release, empty, exhaling, exhaling down. Take a moment here, maybe slightly lean forward. Coming back into your regular breath. And if you have any tingling in your right hand or any sensations, they just might be due to much compression into the right shoulder. So that's probably good that you're doing breathing and opening the shoulders, but always listen to your body. From here, very slowly you roll off the ball on your back. Coming back into our checking position, our Shavasana. We have still more few things to do, but we are almost done. So notice the right side versus the left side. It might feel totally different because we don't use our bodies the same way. Right and left side, we have different patterns on the right and left side. So also unwinding and releasing the tension might feel very different. So from here, let's take the ball and let's bring it below the sternum. Or let's bring our sternum on the ball. So for those of you who never done it, you want to see where's the soft part of the sternum here. And then you're going to take 3 fingers. And where the index finger lands, that's where you're going to put the ball. So you never place the ball on the soft part of the sternum. So for the ladies, just take your breast tissue away, because you don't want to squeeze anything there. And I'm just tucking my toes under. I'm lying on the ball. I'm using my both hands on either side of the ball, and thumb is under, 4 fingers forward. And I'm just gonna let my head to go over the ball. I allow my shoulders to kind of naturally round here, shoulder blades open, elbows to the side. And here I'm not pushing my chest into the ball. I'm just lying, weighting the ball, but not pressing. And with your next inhale, I would like you to take the breath, pull the abdominals in, and visualize that with your breath, you just kind of widen and lift those lower back ribs. You're taking the breath all the way up into your shoulder blades, below the shoulder blades, behind the shoulder blades, between the shoulder blades. And then exhale, you're gonna empty, release. You're coming down to the ball. And maybe with those hands, you're gonna push the ball slightly forward. Again, the ball's not gonna travel anywhere. You're just providing a little bit more traction here. So we're gonna do it a few more times, breathing in. So pull the abdominals in and up. Feel the breath going, widening those lower ribs. Take the breath up between the shoulder blades and your sternum. Breathing behind the sternum. Take a little bit more breath in. A little bit more inhale. A little bit more inhale. And then exhalation, release, release. So we're just unwinding the tension from the sternum. So we want to have our rib cage open and mobile. We need to work on the sternum first. So that's why we're breathing and bringing the breath to the body via the sternum. We're going to do it one more time. Inhalation, breathing in. Take a little bit more inhale. A little bit more inhale. A little bit more inhale, holding the breath. Maybe taking a little bit more breath through the nostrils. Breathing between the sternum and the shoulder blades. Holding that space wide and open. And then exhalation, empty, 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 and just release, release. Stay here for a moment. So being here on the ball with the sternum might again not be very comfortable in the beginning. There might be a lot of sensitivity, a lot of tenderness. So you want to always make sure that you are not forcing yourself, that your ball is nice and soft. And you're taking the breaks when necessary. Taking one more breath in here. And then on the exhale, lift your head. And I'm going to show you what we're going to do next. Next, we're going to place the ball in front of that shoulder. So we will be in the twist. And we're going to take that Yamuna ball and we're just going to place it in the front of the shoulders. And what we're going to do, we're going to open the shoulders out. So if you have this posture, like more curved upper back and the rounded shoulders, you just want to do the right opposite. So how am I going to get in the pose? I'm going to start on the left side again. So I'm going to go lie down on the left side. Knees will be bent. I'm going to extend the left arm out behind me. And I'm going to place that ball in front of the left shoulder. Yeah. So knees are bent to the right. Left arm is to the left. I'm in the side position on the left side. I'm going to use my right hand to push the ball up diagonally towards the top of the shoulder. Then if you can either look at the screen or you can twist your head up to the sky. I'm going to leave that up to you. The weight is on the front of the shoulder. Yeah. So take a breath in. And visualize breathing from the left hip. Taking the breath all the way up into the left shoulder. Take a little bit more breath in. Little bit more inhale. Little bit more inhale. And then exhale, coming down to the ball. Pressing that ball with that right hand. Up and back diagonally. And twisting your gaze up to the sky. So you really feel that the ball is in front of the left shoulder. And with that traction, you're opening the shoulder up and back. Inhale. Inhale some more. Inhale some more. Take a little bit more breath into the front of the left shoulder. Little bit more inhale. Little bit more inhale. Holding the breath at the top. Keep the left arm firmly active. And then exhale, exhale. Coming down to the ball. Push the ball diagonally to open the left shoulder out. And twist the gaze up to the sky. We're going to try it one more time with holding the breath. Inhale. Inhale some more. Take a little bit more breath in. A little bit more inhale. A little bit more inhale. Again, holding that breath retention in that left shoulder. Maybe adding to the breath retention. Hold. And then exhale, empty, empty. Empty and release the weight all the way down. Push the ball up and back. Very slowly, take your right hand down. Push the right hand into the floor. Come up. Lie down on the floor just for a moment so you can feel it. This is not one of the easiest positions to get into. So take your steps. Just do you always. But again, it's a very nice way how to open and how to get into the front of the shoulder. So witness the changes left and right side. And we're gonna go and open the other shoulder. So very slowly bend your knees, turn on your side, and we're gonna go and do the right shoulder. So I'm gonna come into the side position with my both knees bent, about 90 degrees. I'm gonna extend my right arm out to the right. And I'm gonna place that ball just in front of my right shoulder. So take a moment to kind of adjust and settle. Here we go. Using your left hand. So left hand can stay on the floor. If it's already enough and you feel a lot of tension and tenderness, don't even do the traction. But if that's something you're interested, you can use the openness by pushing the ball diagonally in this direction out. Yeah? So you're kind of opening the front of the shoulder. Turn the gaze up to the sky if you can, or look straight ahead of you. So take a breath in from the bottom hip. Take a little bit more inhale. Send the breath all the way up to the ball. Take a little bit more inhale to that right shoulder. Breathing in. A little bit more inhale, holding the breath at the top of your lungs in that right shoulder. And then exhale, empty, release. Bring the body weight down and maybe use that left hand to open the shoulder out. You're going to practice 2 more times breathing in. Take a little bit more breath in. A little bit more inhale. A little bit more inhale. A little bit more breath in. Hold it at the top. Relax your face, your eyes, your jaws. Maybe turn the gaze up. And then exhale, coming down onto the ball. Release. Sink the body weight down. And push the ball up and back to open the front of that left shoulder. One last time. Inhale, breathing in. Take a little bit more inhale. A little bit more inhale. A little bit more inhale. A little bit more inhale, holding the breath at the top. Maybe adding a little bit more breath to that breath retention. Turning the gaze up to the sky. And then exhale, empty. Empty, come down to the ball. Stay here for a moment, lean forward. Relax your head. And then slowly release the left hand. Bring the right forearm down. Remove that ball. And slowly lie down onto your back. Nice. So witness your breath. Witness the space. Another space you created, you opened. Notice what still feels maybe tight and tense in your body. And we're gonna do one more thing. We're gonna bring the ball between the shoulder blades. So you're gonna be rolling or lifting up, and you're gonna place the ball right between the shoulder blades. Not all the way down, not all the way up. I would just say in between, from the bottom to the top edge. You're going to bend your knees for now. You're going to interlace the fingers. And you're going to place the hands at the back of your head. So your body is gonna be like your head is gonna be like a nice body in the hammock. So your head is nice and heavy. You're gonna begin to open the chest up to the sky. So I'm literally opening to the sky because I'm doing the class outside and it's just beautiful seeing the dark sky and some stars and the trees. And going into your own expression. Head is nice and heavy, neck is long. You can keep the knees bent or you can stretch up the legs. If you encounter and have a lot of tension in the front of the shoulders, I would recommend maybe to put another ball just behind the back of the head, or a pillow, or a block. We're gonna go and start breathing from the pubic bone all the way up. So on the inhalation, pull the abdominals gently in and up. Feel the breath going through the front of the body, lifting and widening the ribs. Take the breath all the way up into the sternum, all the way up into the collarbone. And then on the exhale, your thoracic spine will melt over the bowl while you lengthen through the crown of the head. So my thumbs are just underneath the base of the skull. We're going to do T3 breath just like that, breathing in. Take a little bit more inhale. A little bit more inhale. A little bit more inhale, breathing into your lungs. And then exhale, empty, empty, release. Wrap your spine around the bowl. Pull the crown of the head out behind you. Lengthen the back of the neck. 2 more times. Inhalation. Abdominals go in and out. You feel and you start filling up the front lungs with the air. You're lifting the breath up towards your sternum, towards your heart, to your collarbones, all the way up to your face, to the crown of the head. And with the exhalation, you feel your body releasing, relaxing, bending, arching over the bowl while you're pulling the head out behind you. One last time, breathing in. From the pubic bone all the way up, inhale. Inhale some more. Take a little bit more breath in. A little bit more inhale, holding the breath. And then exhale, empty, empty. Wrap the rest of the spine around the bowl while keeping the neck nice and long. Chest is relaxed, face is relaxed. And then come back to your natural breath. Just stay here for a few moments. If this position is challenging for you, feel free to exit the pose at any moment. On the next inhale, lift your gaze up, bend your knees, feet flat. Take the ball out and slowly lie down, all the way down in your yoga mat. So as you lay down on the yoga mat, take a gentle breath into your belly. On the exhalation, pull those abdominals for one more time towards your back. Press the back into the mat. Take full inhale through from the pelvis, lower back, into your rib cage, through the back of the body. Exhalation, slowly release the pelvis. Bring the pelvis back into the neutral. Extend one leg out, lift the right leg. Lift it and extend it, lower down. Lift the left leg just a little bit, extend it out and lower down. Pull your both arms down so you taking your shoulders away from the ears. Spread your arms nice, wide and open. Close your eyes. And I'm just lying here and I'm feeling how my body feels so much more grounded. The back of the body. I feel literally that my spine has been ironed out. There are no curves. I feel the shoulders opened. I feel my breath entering my body with much more grace and freedom. I don't even have to think about it to send breath anywhere. It just does it on its own. Relax your fingers, Relax your toes. Don't forget to relax your eyes, your eyelids, your lips, your mouth, your cheeks. And then give yourself a gift to stay in the Shavasana pose at least for 5, 10, 15 minutes, depending how much time you have left. Tapping into your own natural breath. Watching the breath as it comes in. Fill up my body. Fill up your rib cage. Fill up the belly. Fill up the heart and shoulders. And then just noticing what's happening as you exhale. From time to time, check in with your body, the rest of the body, so it stays relaxed. We soften your face, your fingers, your toes, your belly. And if you catch yourself that you're not in the center of your body and you're somewhere in the past, in the future, just gently remind yourself to breathe and place your attention back on your breath. And this is slowly the end of our session today. Please feel free to stay on the yoga mat. Don't come out of the Shavasana. I'm very grateful that I finally decided to teach the breath work, and thank you for showing up. Thank you for sharing your space with me, your energy. I'm wishing you a beautiful evening and the week ahead of you, and see you next time on the yoga mat breathing. Namaste.